And you're welcome. I didn't waste your time. Not even a little bit. There was so much time wasted. I didn't waste your time. It was my time, but not yours. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I am Chris. This is Dirty Trucker 08. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome. So today, I spent the majority of my day cutting exhaust pipe. Now this is 1 3/4. It's what we're using to build the intake on the Rat. And what I decided to do, these are the pieces. So I put them in the metal bandsaw, went through and cut them at the same angle, all the way through. So we had, you can see it, there you go. Same angle on this side as this side. Then I took each single piece and cut right down the middle. Granted, I know it's going to add a whole lot more welding whenever we're going through this, but quite honestly, I could use the practice, so it's not a bad thing. It's going to cost me some more gas, a little more filler, but not that big of a deal. Anyway, cut them down the center, so instead of having the same angle on each one, I can clock them however I want. So whenever I stack them together, it makes a turn instead of going up and then back. Make sense? So I can clock them however I want. If I want it to come up and then turn and twist, if I cut them down the middle, I can do the same thing. I cut 7 pieces for each intake tube. It's a 4-cylinder on the Rat that we're building this whole intake for in the first place. 4 ends, also has a 15-degree angle on them, and then a 90 on the end so the pod filter can attach. The original plan was to have all 4 intake runners lined up in a row, but that hasn't really set well with me. The Rat isn't a perfect car. It's meant to be ratty, even though I'm trying to make parts of it kind of nice, you know what I mean? But the more I thought about the intake being all just lined up perfect, it didn't really make sense. So I got to thinking, I was like, you know, by being able to clock these whatever I want, they're all gonna have the same length of intake runner, regardless of how they're twisted. But instead of 4 in a row, now I can take and have one that's twisted more and less, and I can, you know, kind of turn one in if I want to. You kind of follow me, so it kind of looks like a bunch of snakes instead of 4 uniform tubes. But long story short, I got these things all cut up, got them zip tied together so each one's a matched pair, so they're all the same length because I didn't cut them down the center exactly on each one. But this way they stay the same length because they're all paired up. And then I figured out this is going to be a huge pain to clean all these up, because there's a little bit of metal that needs to be kind of cleaned off each one. They need to get sanded down so I can weld them together. Nice clean surface. So rather than making you sit through me sitting there grinding a whole morning of cutting, this is what you get. Pieces are cut. I'm gonna have to run back to Harbor Freight. I believe I'm gonna go ahead and just get a belt sander that's got the disc on the side of it. They've got one for like $78, I think it is. Credit card's already mad at me, so what's another 78 bucks? So I'm gonna make that run, and then we'll get started on putting all this together. But today was a little bit different. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it anyway. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you next time.